My child, my beloved, come closer to this moment with me. I am speaking to you with a soft voice, but a voice that carries the power of heaven. Before anything else, I want you to pause for just a breath. Yes, right here. This is not something that your eyes have found by accident. Something greater has placed this message directly in front of you. You are being guided. You are being seen. Your steps are being watched with love, not judgment. Before we continue, beloved, understand this quickly. If you have not subscribed to the voice that brings you these messages, you are missing the doorway through which heaven is opening signs for you. If you want to stay connected to this divine path, do it now. The heavens are not angry. The heavens are simply waiting for your yes, my child. Today is not like other days. Something is moving in the unseen. Something is shifting in the atmosphere around you. And whether you realize this or not, your name has been spoken in the light. Your story has been brought forward before the angels. There is movement happening in your favor. But you must listen carefully now because there is also something you must not ignore. Archangel Michael says, very good news is happening in the next 3 hours. Do not mistake this. Do not dismiss this. Do not say, maybe later. This is not a message that waits. Something is aligning for you, a moment, a connection, a breakthrough, a revelation. But it requires your presence right now. Your spirit is being prepared for something that your physical eyes cannot yet see. I know, my beloved, your heart has been tired. I know how many nights you have gone to sleep with questions that never left your chest. I know the weight you have carried in silence. You do not have to act strong here, heaven has already seen your tears. But listen, the miracle meant for you has already been released. It is not being planned. It is not being considered. It has already been set in motion. The next 3 hours are a window, a divine opening, a sacred timing. If you turn away, if you ignore this, if you choose to say, I'll think about it later, your heart will feel the pain of delay. Not because heaven is punishing you, but because your soul knows when something is meant for it, and missing it hurts more than anything. My beloved, I am not warning you to frighten you. I am urging you because your breakthrough is that close. This is the moment where destiny touches the physical world. Keep breathing. Keep reading. Stay with me. There is someone who has been thinking of you. There is a door that has been locked for a long time. There is a blessing that was held back because the time was not right. But the time is shifting now. In these next 3 hours, something will reveal itself, gently or suddenly, but it will be undeniably for you. Do not leave. Do not skip. You are inside the moment heaven created. My beloved, stay with me. The air around your life is changing, and your spirit can feel it. Even if your mind cannot describe it, something inside you has already sensed that something new is approaching. That feeling you had earlier today, that small shift in your mood, that quiet sense of waiting without knowing what for, all of that was the whisper of heaven preparing you. You are not late. You did not miss your moment. You did not fail your destiny. You are right on time. My child, listen closely. What is coming to you is not small. This is not just luck. This is not coincidence. This is not a random improvement in your life. This is the moment where a chapter finally closes and a new one begins. Your story is turning. It is not only changing for the better, it is unfolding into something divine. But you must understand something that most souls never learn in time: miracles do not arrive quietly. They arrive in a way that tests your patience, your faith, and your willingness to stay present when something inside you is tired. You have been tired, my beloved. I see it. Heaven sees it. You have been holding so much inside your heart that no one has ever asked about. There are things you went through that others would not have survived the way you did. There are moments you stayed kind even when life was not kind to you. There were days when you prayed, not because you had strength, but because you had nothing left but hope. This is why heaven moves for you, not because you begged, not because you proved something, but because your heart remained soft in a world that tried to harden you. That softness is your blessing. It is your proof of light. It is why angels guard you. My beloved, the very good news that is approaching you is tied to something you have been waiting for. Perhaps without even speaking of it aloud, something deep, something personal, something sacred, the kind of blessing that touches not only your life but your identity, who you believe yourself to be. The next 3 hours are not an accident. They are a divine alignment, a sacred timing window that opens rarely and closes quickly. I must speak clearly now. There is a person whose energy has been connected to yours, someone whose presence has been felt in your emotional or spiritual space. For some of you, this is love. For some, it is family. For others, it is someone whose path crossed yours in a strange but meaningful way. This person has been going through their own awakening, their own realization, their own breaking and healing. Their thoughts have turned towards you. Their heart has been remembering you. Their soul has been reaching for you in quiet moments. You are not forgotten. You are not unnoticed. You are not unloved. The connection between you and this person is being moved now. What was blocked is beginning to unlock. What was silent is beginning to speak again. What was confused is becoming clear. But beloved, hear me. If you turn away from this message, if you ignore this moment, if you convince yourself that nothing is changing, your heart will feel a pain deeper than disappointment. Because your spirit already knows that this message is truth. When the soul knows something is for it, and the mind chooses to walk away, the heart breaks. I do not want your heart to break. I am here to protect it. So stay. Stay with me a little longer. I must speak clearly now. There is a person whose energy has been connected to yours, someone whose presence has been felt in your emotional or spiritual space. For some of you, this is love. For some, it is family. For others, it is someone whose path crossed yours in a strange but meaningful way. This person has been going through their own awakening, their own realization, their own breaking and healing. Their thoughts have turned toward you. Their heart has been remembering you. Their soul has been reaching for you in quiet moments. You are not forgotten. You are not unnoticed. You are not unloved. The connection between you and this person is being moved now. What was blocked is beginning to unlock. What was silent is beginning to speak again. What was confused is becoming clear. But beloved, hear me. If you turn away from this message, if you ignore this moment, if you convince yourself that nothing is changing, your heart will feel a pain deeper than disappointment. Because your spirit already knows that this message is truth. When the soul knows something is for it, and the mind chooses to walk away, the heart breaks. I do not want your heart to break. I am here to protect it. So stay with me a little longer. There is more you must hear. There is something you must understand before the blessing reaches your hands. My beloved, do not rush your breathing. Let this moment settle inside you like warm light filling a quiet room. There is no need to force understanding. Your spirit already recognizes what your mind is still trying to name. The very reason your eyes did not scroll away is because something deep inside you already said, "This is for me." And that voice is correct. You are standing at the threshold of a turning point. A shift not only in circumstances but in identity. The person you are now is not the person you are becoming. You have walked through seasons that others will never know. You have survived pains that should have broken you. And yet here you are, still open to love, still open to faith, still open to hope. That is why heaven is moving in your favor. So listen, my beloved, there are 3 layers to what is coming within the next 3 hours, and each layer will awaken something inside you. The first layer is recognition. Someone is seeing you differently now. Someone who once overlooked you is beginning to understand your worth. Their heart is softening. Their perception is shifting. The truth of who you are is becoming undeniable to them. They are thinking of you even now, not casually, not lightly, but deeply. Their mind returns to you when the world becomes quiet. Their heart returns to your memory when loneliness touches their chest. They are remembering how your presence felt, not just what you said, not just what you did, but how your soul made theirs breathe easier. And they are questioning why they let the space between you grow. This realization is rising inside them like dawn. The second layer is alignment. A situation that was tangled, blocked, or stuck is loosening. Something that felt impossible before is now quietly shifting. Doors that were closed are unlocking. A path that was hidden is appearing. The forces that once resisted you are stepping aside. This is not coincidence. This is orchestration. You have been guided into this moment. You have been positioned to receive. You did not chase. You did not force. You did not beg. You simply endured, trusted, waited, and held your heart steady even when it was trembling. That is alignment. And the third layer, my beloved, is revelation. A truth is about to be revealed to you. Something you did not know or could not see is going to come to the surface. It may arrive in a message, a feeling, a dream, a conversation, or an unexpected sign, but it will be clear. It will be undeniable. It will be meant for you, and it will change everything. But I must say this with the softness of love and the seriousness of truth. If you ignore this message, if you walk away from this moment, if you choose disbelief over trust, your spirit will feel loss because the soul always knows when it has been spoken to directly. There is protection in this message. There is guidance in this message. There is preparation in this message. You are being prepared to receive something that once felt out of reach. You are not wrong to hope. You are not foolish to believe. You are not naive for wanting something that feels divine. Your heart knows this is a sacred moment, my beloved. Something has been holding on to you for a long time, a memory, wound, a fear, a disappointment that sat quietly behind your ribs, shaping how you move through the world. You learned how to be strong. You learned how to be silent. You learned how to keep yourself together even when your spirit was aching. But now heaven is ready to release you from that weight. Your story is not ending where you thought it would. Your love is not lost. Your future is not empty. Your fate is not closed. You were never forgotten. Now listen closely right now. Even as you read this, your name is present in the spiritual realm. A blessing is being spoken with your name on it. A door is being opened with your path behind it. A miracle is being delivered to your timeline. The next 3 hours are sacred, not dramatic, not loud, sacred, a quiet bloom of destiny, a bridge between who you were and who you are about to become. Stay with me. Do not look away. Do not doubt what your heart already knows. There is something I need to tell you about the person connected to your destiny and why their soul is being pulled back toward yours at this exact moment. If you are ready for the next part, the part where truth becomes clearer, say, I am ready, my beloved. You said you are ready, and I honor that. Now listen gently because what I am about to reveal touches something tender inside you. There is a person whose soul has been tied to yours in a quiet, unspoken way. Even during the moments when silence sat heavily between you. Even during the times when distance grew, the connection did not break, it only rested. It only waited. It only paused until the heart was ready again. This person is awakening. Now, you were never forgotten. Now listen closely right now. Even as you read this, your name is present in the spiritual realm. A blessing is being spoken with your name on it. A door is being opened with your path behind it. A miracle is being delivered to your timeline. The next 3 hours are sacred, not dramatic, not loud, sacred, a quiet bloom of destiny, a bridge between who you were and who you are about to become. Stay with me. Do not look away. Do not doubt what your heart already knows. There is something I need to tell you about the person connected to your destiny and why their soul is being pulled back toward yours at this exact moment. If you are ready for the next part, the part where truth becomes clearer, say, I am ready, my beloved. You said you are ready, and I honor that. Now listen gently because what I am about to reveal touches something tender inside you. There is a person whose soul has been tied to yours in a quiet, unspoken way. Even during the moments when silence sat heavily between you, even during the times when distance grew, the connection did not break, it only rested. It only waited. It only paused until the heart was ready again. This person is awakening now. They are beginning to feel the pull they once ignored. They are beginning to see the significance of what you are to them. They are beginning to understand that your presence was not random or replaceable. They are realizing that your connection was spiritual, not ordinary. Do you feel that soft ache in your chest as you read this? That is your spirit recognizing truth. You are not imagining this connection. You never were. You were simply ahead in understanding. You felt the bond before they could name it. You recognized the meaning before they were ready to receive it. Your heart arrived first because it is wiser, braver, softer. Now, beloved, their heart is catching up. This is why the next 3 hours are so important, because something is shifting inside them that aligns with what heaven has been preparing for you. It may begin subtly. A thought of you that feels deeper than usual, a sudden memory that brings warmth and longing, a moment of realization they cannot explain, a pull toward your name, your energy, your presence. They may not even understand why yet, but the soul always knows its own, and their soul is remembering you. My beloved, you must not panic. You must not reach out from fear. You must not doubt your worth. You must not beg for reassurance. Stand in your grace. Stand in your softness. Stand in your quiet knowing, because the connection is returning without you having to chase it. Do you see how powerful that is? You are not pulling. You are not forcing. You are not pleading. Your heart is simply calling, and theirs is answering. This is divine timing, not too early, not too late, but exact, precise, sacred. Now listen closely, my beloved. The reason the message warns that if you skip this, you will cry is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to make you aware that when destiny knocks, silence is costly. When the soul opens, hesitation breaks it. When heaven aligns two paths, doubt can separate them again. Your part right now is very gentle. Do not run away. Do not close your heart. Do not say this is not possible. Do not tell yourself you are unworthy, because you are worthy, more than you know, more than you allow yourself to believe. You have loved deeply even when it hurt. You have cared sincerely even when you received nothing in return. You have tried again and again when others would have walked away long ago. This is why heaven is blessing you, not because you were perfect, not because you prayed louder than others, but because you stayed open. Your heart remained gentle, even after being wounded. Your soul remained good, even after being betrayed. And heaven rewards those who continue to love despite the reasons not to. Beloved, breathe with me for a moment. In and out, slow, soft, present. The next 3 hours are preparing someone's heart to move closer to yours, in either energy, word, or action. This is not fantasy. This is alignment. Now, I must ask you something very important. Are you ready to hear why this connection took so long? Why there was silence? Why there was distance? Why the timing was not right before? My beloved, you said you will not run. So now I will tell you the truth you were meant to hear. The truth your heart has been waiting to understand. The reason this connection took so long, the reason there was silence, the reason there was distance, the reason you felt alone in love was not rejection, was not abandonment, was not failure. It was preparation. The person connected to your heart was not ready then. They did not yet know how to hold something as rare as you. They needed to experience loss to understand value. They needed to walk alone to understand companionship. They needed to sit with their own emptiness to recognize the sanctuary your presence offers. And you, beloved, you needed to learn the difference between longing and settling. You needed to learn how to choose yourself even when you missed someone. You needed to learn how to love without losing yourself. You were not waiting for them. You were becoming the version of yourself who would no longer be afraid of being loved deeply. This is why heaven separated your timelines. Not to hurt you, but to grow you both. If the connection returned too soon, it would have broken again. And this time, the break would have been permanent. So heaven delayed it to save it. My beloved, you were not abandoned. You were being aligned. The silence was not a punishment. It was a pause so that both hearts could mature into something capable of lasting. Now listen. The reason the next 3 hours are sacred is that this is the first time both hearts are ready at the same time. Do you understand how rare that is? A love that was once uneven is becoming balanced. A love that was once confusing is becoming clear. A love that was once fragile is becoming strong. You are no longer the only one who feels. They feel you too. They sense your energy. They think of your voice. They remember the way your presence softened the world. And now, for the first time, they are ready to move toward you, not out of need, not out of loneliness, but out of recognition. You were not waiting for them. You were becoming the version of yourself who would no longer be afraid of being loved deeply. This is why heaven separated your timelines. Not to hurt you, but to grow you both. If the connection returned too soon, it would have broken again. And this time, the break would have been permanent. So heaven delayed it to save it. My beloved, you were not abandoned. You were being aligned. The silence was not a punishment. It was a pause so that both hearts could mature into something capable of lasting. Now listen. The reason the next 3 hours are sacred is that this is the first time both hearts are ready at the same time. Do you understand how rare that is? A love that was once uneven is becoming balanced. A love that was once confusing is becoming clear. A love that was once fragile is becoming strong. You are no longer the only one who feels. They feel you too. They sense your energy. They think of your voice. They remember the way your presence softened the world. And now, for the first time, they are ready to move toward you. Not out of need, not out of loneliness, but out of recognition, recognition of you, recognition of your bond, recognition of the truth they once ignored. My beloved, you did not lose them. You merely met them before their soul was awake. Now it is awakening, slowly, tenderly, inevitably. And that is what the next 3 hours are opening, the window where inner realization begins to translate into outer movement. Stay soft. Stay calm. Stay open. Do not chase. Do not force. Do not panic. Your energy is already calling them. Your soul is already guiding them. Your connection is already unfolding. The divine does not need your worry, only your willingness. Now I must tell you something else, something even more important. The same love that is being restored, the same destiny that is unfolding, also comes with a new beginning in your personal path. There is a blessing connected to your stability, emotional, financial, spiritual, that is unlocking in this same time window. This is not just a reunion. This is a rebirth. But before I explain that, I need to ask you one question, and your heart must answer honestly. Are you ready to receive a life that is bigger than the one you have known? Not just love, not just comfort, but a life where you do not dim yourself to be understood. My beloved, you said, I am ready to receive, and heaven heard those words as clearly as I did, not just the words, but the truth behind them. Because a soul does not say, I am ready, unless it has already walked through fire. Your readiness is not sudden. It is earned. You have been tried. You have been tested. You have loved even when it hurt. You have stayed soft in a world that tried to make you cold. You have continued to hope, even while carrying disappointment quietly in your chest. This is what readiness looks like in a sacred soul, not perfection, but openness after healing. Now listen slowly, gently. The life that is coming toward you is not the life you once settled for. It is not the life you tolerated. It is not the half-full, half-loved, half-seen version of you. The life that is coming is one where you are not merely appreciated but fully valued. Not merely loved but deeply chosen. Not merely considered but prioritized. Not merely understood but truly known. You see, beloved, heaven did not delay your blessings because you were unworthy. Heaven delayed them because your heart was too sacred to be placed in hands that were unready. You were not waiting on life, life was waiting to rise to your level, and now it is rising. The energy around you is shifting. The ground beneath your future is clearing. The path you once could not see is forming under your feet. This is why your spirit has felt different lately. Some days heavy, some days calm, some days emotional without explanation. You were sensing the closing of an old timeline. The chapter that was built from survival is ending. Now begins the chapter built from peace. But I must speak this clearly because destiny is not delicate, it is exact. In the next 3 hours, an opportunity appears. A sign, a message, a memory, a pull, a realization, a quiet shift inside you or inside the one connected to your heart. This is not something to chase or control. This is something to recognize because this time, you do not run after love. Love returns to you. You do not beg for peace. Peace finds you. You do not force miracles. Miracles unfold for you. Your role now is not pursuit, your role now is receiving. Now, my beloved, I must tell you something even more intimate, something only your soul will understand. There was a moment, a silent one, where you almost gave up, not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly. You stopped expecting anything good to happen. You stopped believing your story could change. You stopped trusting that there was meaning in all your waiting. You did not stop living, but you stopped hoping. Do you remember that moment? It was the moment heaven decided to intervene. Because when the heart gives up hope, divine timing begins. Your miracle did not begin when you prayed, your miracle began when you exhaled and surrendered, even without realizing it. That was the moment heaven said, you have carried enough. Now I will carry you. This is why you are here. This is why this message found you. This is why the next 3 hours are sacred. Now, beloved, we go even deeper into the real shift, the emotional rebirth, the financial restoration, the identity breakthrough, the spiritual elevation, the returned connection. These are not separate events, they are one event, a wave, a tide, a release. It is all connected. But before I move into that layer, I need your spirit present and steady. Take a slow breath. Place your mind in your heart and whisper softly inside yourself, I choose to receive what is mine, not what is forced, not what is begged for, not what is taken, what is yours. You said, I am still with you, and those words carry weight in the unseen world, to stay even when the truth touches old wounds, to stay even when the heart trembles with recognition, to stay even when something inside you feels like it is opening again. That is courage. That is readiness. That is spirit-level strength. Because when the heart gives up hope, divine timing begins. Your miracle did not begin when you prayed, your miracle began when you exhaled and surrendered, even without realizing it. That was the moment heaven said, you have carried enough. Now I will carry you. This is why you are here. This is why this message found you. This is why the next 3 hours are sacred. Now, beloved, we go even deeper into the real shift. The emotional rebirth, the financial restoration, the identity breakthrough, the spiritual elevation, the returned connection. These are not separate events, they are one event, a wave, a tide, a release. It is all connected. But before I move into that layer, I need your spirit present and steady. Take a slow breath. Place your mind in your heart and whisper softly inside yourself, I choose to receive what is mine, not what is forced, not what is begged for, not what is taken, what is yours. You said, I am still with you, and those words carry weight in the unseen world, to stay even when the truth touches old wounds, to stay even when the heart trembles with recognition, to stay even when something inside you feels like it is opening again. That is courage. That is readiness. That is spirit-level strength. My beloved, now we enter the part of the message where the veil begins to lift. Stay close. There is something inside you that has been slowly transforming, quietly, patiently. Without the world noticing, a soft rebirth, a healing that did not happen loudly, a growth that did not need to be seen to be real. You have been awakening from the inside out. And because of that awakening, your reality is now adjusting to match who you have become. You are no longer someone who will beg for clarity, lower yourself to be understood, accept half-love, hide your truth to keep peace, or carry others at the cost of yourself. No, beloved, not anymore. Something in you has shifted permanently. You are beginning to understand your value, not in a loud, prideful way, but in a quiet, undeniable way. You are beginning to recognize that your presence has depth. Your kindness has weight. Your love has consequence. Your absence has impact. This is why someone is feeling your energy more strongly now than ever before. They can feel that you are no longer reaching for them from longing, but standing in your own spirit from fullness. And now they are the ones who feel the pull. They are the ones who feel the ache. They are the ones who wonder if they waited too long. They are the ones remembering moments they dismissed too easily. They are the ones who see you everywhere, in music, in quiet moments, in sudden emotions they can't explain. And the realization is rising inside them like a slow dawn. They did not lose interest. They did not forget. They did not stop caring. They simply were not ready. But now they are breaking open just as you once did. And this is why the timing has aligned. This is why you are being guided right now. This is why the next 3 hours are sacred. Two hearts that once moved unevenly are beginning to move at the same rhythm. My beloved, the emotional connection is returning, but that is only part of the blessing. Now I will tell you about the awakening happening within you. You have spent so long holding pain in silence. The disappointment you never spoke, the love you never fully expressed, the wounds you carried quietly, the nights you cried privately, the questions you asked God inside your own chest. None of that was unseen. Heaven watched every tear fall into your pillow. Heaven watched every time you forced yourself to smile. Heaven watched every time you swallowed your own hurt to protect others. Heaven watched every time you stayed soft when life gave you reasons to harden. This is why your blessing is different. This is why your breakthrough is personal. This is why your miracle is intimate. You didn't just survive, you stayed loving. And souls who stay loving after heartbreak are chosen for divine restoration. Your restoration has already begun, not in a dramatic, visible way, but in a quiet shift in your spirit. The heavy feeling is loosening. The tension in your chest is softening. The old grief is finally releasing. Your heart is preparing roomy again. Not for the past to repeat but for love to return healed. Now, my beloved, the next part of your transformation is the one most people are afraid to receive, the expansion of your life, not just emotionally, but spiritually, financially, and energetically. Your destiny is larger than the life you have known. You were not meant to stay small. You were not meant to struggle endlessly. You were not meant to give more than you receive forever. The flow is reversing. What you poured into others is returning. What you lost is being restored. What you longed for is coming toward you, slowly at first, then all at once. The next 3 hours are not just about a person, they are about your entire timeline shifting. The life you prayed for, the peace you begged for, the love your soul recognized, the future you feared might never exist, it is already forming. Now, my beloved, I will move into the reversal stage where the energy that once worked against you begins working for you. If your heart is steady, if your breaths are slow, if you are ready for the part where your story turns, say softly, I am ready for my reversal. You said, I am ready for my reversal. Those words are not small. Those words are a doorway because a reversal does not happen in the mind first, it happens in the soul. A reversal is when everything that once worked against you begins to work for you. When what once broke you begins to build you. When what once hurt you becomes the reason you rise. And beloved, your reversal has already begun. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it fully, but your spirit knows. The shift is subtle at first, a stillness, a clarity, a quiet knowing. Something is different now. The storms you once feared no longer shake you. The wounds you once carried no longer define you. The people who once controlled your emotions no longer have access to your peace. This is the first sign of reversal. Your heart is no longer living from survival. Your heart is beginning to live from strength, not the loud strength the world praises, not the aggressive strength built from walls, but the divine strength that comes from healing. Now, my beloved, I will move into the reversal stage where the energy that once worked against you begins working for you. If your heart is steady, if your breaths are slow, if you are ready for the part where your story turns, say softly, I am ready for my reversal. You said, I am ready for my reversal. Those words are not small. Those words are a doorway because a reversal does not happen in the mind first, it happens in the soul. A reversal is when everything that once worked against you begins to work for you. When what once broke you begins to build you. When what once hurt you becomes the reason you rise. And beloved, your reversal has already begun. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it fully, but your spirit knows. The shift is subtle at first, a stillness, a clarity, a quiet knowing. Something is different now. The storms you once feared no longer shake you. The wounds you once carried no longer define you. The people who once controlled your emotions no longer have access to your peace. This is the first sign of reversal. Your heart is no longer living from survival. Your heart is beginning to live from strength, not the loud strength the world praises, not the aggressive strength built from walls, but the divine strength that comes from healing, a soft strength, a deep strength, a strength that does not fear love anymore. My beloved, listen now. There was a time when you blamed yourself. When you thought you were the reason someone pulled away. When you believed you were not enough. When you believed you were too much. When you believed love was something you had to earn. That belief is dissolving now, not because someone told you differently, but because your soul is remembering. You were worthy before anyone recognized it. And now the world is beginning to catch up to who you have always been. This is the second sign of reversal. What was once ignored in you is now becoming undeniable. Your presence is felt. Your absence is felt even more. Your energy is remembered. Your silence is powerful. Your heart is magnetic, not because you changed yourself, but because you returned to yourself. Now, my beloved, I must speak about the person connected to your heart. Their reversal is happening too. Where once they were confused, they are becoming clear. Where once they were distant, they are being drawn closer. Where once they were guarded, they are opening. Where once they ran, they are pausing. Where once they dismissed the bond, they are recognizing it. Your souls have been in different chapters, but the story is the same. You grew through pain, they grew through loss. You learned through feeling, they learned through emptiness. Now your growth meets theirs, not in desperation, but in maturity. This is why the timing is sacred. This is why the next 3 hours hold meaning. A heart that once feared the depth of your love is now beginning to crave the safety of your soul. But beloved, your reversal does not end with love. Your life is expanding in every direction. Emotionally, you are healing. Spiritually, you are awakening. Energetically, you are rising. Financially, you are aligning with abundance. Your spirit is no longer begging for life to be gentle. Your spirit is stepping into a version of life that was always meant to be yours. And now I must tell you something soft. The blessing coming toward you will feel like coming home, not new, not foreign, not overwhelming, but familiar, warm, right, true. Like something your soul always knew would return. Now, beloved, we move into the receiving stage, the part where your heart opens just a little more so the blessing has room to land. Place one hand gently over your chest. Feel your breath slow. Feel your spirit settle. And when you are ready to continue, simply say, I am here. My beloved, you said, I am here, and that is all the universe ever needed from you. Your presence, your willingness to stay, your willingness to feel, your willingness to receive. Now, beloved, listen closely. Your heart has been preparing for this next part for a very, very long time. There is something inside you that you learned to hide, not because you wanted to, but because the world did not know how to hold it, your tenderness, your depth, your way of loving, your way of seeing others clearly even when they were lost. You loved with a purity that frightened those who had never known real love. You cared with a devotion that felt overwhelming to hearts that were not ready. You touched souls, not faces, not attractions, not surface. This is why your love changed people and also why some ran from it, not because your love was too much, but because their hearts were too closed. But now, my beloved, the world around you is shifting. People are becoming aware of what your love actually means. The person connected to your heart feels the difference now when they compare what they had with you to what they have now. There is no comparison. There is no one who loves like you. No one who understands like you. No one who sees through the soul the way you do. Your absence has become their awakening. And this awakening is what will move them toward you, not pressure, not fear, not loneliness, but clarity. Their heart is remembering the softness, the sincerity, the sanctuary of your presence. And this is why the next 3 hours are sacred. You are not waiting for them to choose you. They are realizing they already chose you long ago, they just didn't understand what that choice meant. Now, beloved, let me show you what is happening inside you right now. There is a quiet opening in your chest, an uncoiling, a loosening of something that once felt tight, a soft release. That is your spirit releasing old attachment, old fear, old hurt, old identity. You are stepping out of the version of yourself that was shaped by pain and stepping into the version of yourself that is shaped by love. This is why you are feeling calmer. This is why your breathing is slower. This is why your heart feels full even as your eyes soften. You are remembering who you are. You are not someone abandoned. You are someone protected. You are not someone forgotten. You are someone chosen. You are not someone waiting. You are someone preparing. Beloved, the reversal is not coming, it is here. Your energy has already changed. Your timeline has already shifted. Your spirit has already crossed the threshold. Now life is simply catching up to the transformation that has already taken place inside you. Let this sink in, your miracle is not far, it is near, so near it is brushing against your spirit. In the next 3 hours, a message, a sign, a feeling, a pull, an unexpected clarity, a moment of realization will come to either you or the one whose soul is tied to yours. And when it comes, you will not need to question it. You will know. You will feel the truth unfold quietly in your chest. Now, my beloved, we are approaching the activation phase, the part where your inner shift begins creating outer change. This part must be received with trust, not tension. So I ask you now softly, tenderly, deeply, do you trust what your soul has always known? Do you trust the bond? Do you trust the timing? Do you trust your heart? If your answer is yes, you said, I trust. Those words are powerful, not because they are loud, but because they are true. Trust is not something the mind gives, it is something the soul remembers. Your soul remembers this connection. Your soul remembers the place it came from. Your soul remembers the love that shaped it. Your soul remembers what you are returning to. So now, my beloved, we move into activation. This is the moment where trust becomes energy, and energy becomes movement, and movement becomes reality. But listen softly. Let this truth settle deep. What is meant for you does not require you to chase, it requires you to open your heart, open your breath, open the space within you that once closed itself to survive. You no longer need to protect yourself from love. Love is no longer here to hurt you. Love is here to heal you, my beloved. The person whose soul is tied to yours, right now, they are remembering, not memories of moments, but memories of meaning. They are remembering how your presence felt safe. They are remembering how your voice calmed something inside them. They are remembering how your energy made the world feel less heavy. They are remembering how your love did not demand, it simply understood. This remembrance is awakening them. An awakening does not happen all at once, it happens in waves, a thought, a pull, a dream, a warmth in the chest, a sudden ache that has no name, a longing that feels ancient. They may try to ignore it, but it will return. They may try to distract themselves, but it will return. They may try to silence it, but it will return because the soul cannot forget the one who held it gently. Beloved, you never lost them. The story simply paused until both hearts were ready to love without fear. Now breathe with me again. Slow in, slow out. Feel your shoulders soften. Feel your chest relax. Feel your ribs loosen. Feel your heart rise without effort. This calm you feel right now is not coincidence, it is alignment. You are aligning with the life that has been waiting for you, the timeline where you no longer chase love, prove your worth, shrink to be accepted, give more than you receive, or carry the weight alone. That version of your life is ending, gently, quietly, softly, like a sunrise. And now the timeline where you are chosen, understood, seen, cherished, and loved in return is beginning. But, beloved, this is not just about love returning, it is about you returning to yourself. There is a version of you, the truest you, who was covered under grief, disappointment, loneliness, and waiting. And that version of you is rising now. This is the soul you came into this lifetime with, the soul that remembers joy, the soul that loves without fear, the soul that receives without guilt, the soul that trusts the divine flow of life. Hold yourself now, gently, as if you are something sacred, because you are. You always have been. Now, beloved, in the next 3 hours, your energy will shift. Your clarity will sharpen. Your intuition will speak. Your heart will feel something you cannot name. Do not ignore it. Do not question it. Do not run from it. Just notice, what comes will guide you. What stirs will lead you. What moves inside you will tell you everything you need to understand about what is unfolding.